Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. I hope you're doing great. So today we are sitting here at Madeira Airport with the new Aerosachs P2002 JF Foxtrot from Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is also compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 if you are wondering. This is a light, two-seat, low-wing aircraft and it's the perfect trainer for you, especially if you're a beginner. And Aerosachs has brought it into the sim with a surprising level of detail. I'm very excited about this one because my local aero club has one, and this add-on is standing out because I've been looking for a P2002 JF Foxtrot and I just couldn't find one at all until I stumbled across the newly released Aerosachs version. And speaking of Aerosachs, I'd like to thank Mr. Emilio a lot. He provided me a free review copy of this aircraft, so thank you, Mr. Emilio, you are the best. So let's get straight into the review. Right out of the gate, I gotta say that the external model is really sharp. Clean lines, smooth animations, and the control surfaces look very nice. Deliveries look realistic, of course, but they are, they're only a small portion of what the aircraft has to offer. But if you take a look here at the details, you can really see all the rivets, all the nice details, very well done on Aerosachs' behalf. Inside it is no different. The cockpit is nicely detailed, especially for a small general aviation airplane like this one. The textures inside are very crisp, the gauges are smooth, and the attention to small details like the seat fabric, for example, and the decals and everything really adds up to the immersion, and that's why we're here, right? Look at those gauges, very high quality, love it, very nice, well done. So before we dive into the sound design and the actual handling of the aircraft, because we're obviously going to take it for a spin, I do want to talk about a feature that this aircraft has. It is that handbook over here that basically is the options menu for the aircraft. You can show and hide the co-pilot, you can show and hide your baggage, you can opt for not having an autopilot, you can see there. If you want to have an autopilot you can, if you don't want to have an autopilot you just turn this off, and you can switch between a few variations of GPS as well, which is pretty nice. This right here, show glasses, I have this turned on, but basically if you look at the gauges over there, okay, the glass that covers them is gone if you turn off that option. I like to keep it on, especially because of the reflections. It just looks a lot more realistic and nice to my eyes. The UL gauges, the ultralight gauges, basically it switches the units to miles per hour, kilometers per hour. Yeah, kilometers per hour instead of knots. I like to keep it in knots, just more used to it anyways. In terms of exterior options, you got the wheel chocks, the pitot cover, the engine cowling left, the engine cowling right, wheels, fairings, tie downs, fuselage cover, GPU, and engine airtake cover. So we turn everything on, and if we look outside, look at that. Very nice. Pretty well detailed as well. I like it. I'm wondering how it's going to be in 2024 eventually. I guess you'll be able to do the walk around and click on these things. It would be very immersive to do so. I like the fuselage cover, it really looks nice. It's kind of cozy inside. Let's take the chocks off and everything off. Okay, and you can also teleport to a position of the walk around, basically, right here. Like that. Great. Okay, so first things first, I want to showcase how you can actually open the canopy here. All you gotta do is just release this red knob on top, this on the right, and this on the left. It takes a bit of I don't know if I actually agree with this design, I'm gonna be honest. I think it should have just been a clickable thing, because rotating it all the way to the open position is a burden. So maybe just a clickable spot would have been nicer. So that way you can drag the canopy back a few more times. I feel like I'm not gonna do it a lot of times because I need to rotate all this thing around. It's kind of kind of annoying. But I'll do it just for, you know, review purposes. Okay, like this, and like this. This should be enough. Okay, here we go. Now we can pull this thing back. And I like it that you actually need to pull it. There you go. To actually pull it back. Looks pretty cool. Love it. Well done. Alright, let's close this thing up. Ooh. Gentle. Gotta be gentle. Nope, the other way. See, this is what I mean. It's a bit tedious. I have to rotate this so slowly. I'm sure there is a reason why they did it this way. I just don't know what it is. And since we're speaking about things that work and don't work, those circuit breakers over there actually do work as well. Okay. Everything in this cockpit is quite interactable, which I love it. It's a small GA airplane, so you're not expecting, you know, a ton of detail or anything like that. But they really went overboard with this. Everything is, you know, interactable in the cockpit. Even the air vents. See, look at that. It's pretty nice. The LT as well. Okay. The cabin heat, of course. The feet heat as well. Even the 12 volt port is interactable with. I really like that. Okay, so let's get this thing rolling, shall we? Let's put the book away. We have the parking brake is on the on position, correct. We'll select our left tank. Crack a bit of the throttle here. And where's my battery at? Here we go, battery and alternator. Okay, choke can come on. It's the first start of the day, so I guess we need the choke for it. And nav light, and I think that's it. Let's try and crank this thing up. Let's go. There we go. Takes a while, but we got there. Let's put the RPMs at 1000, which they are right now. Shut off the fuel pump for now. Turn on our avionics. And while everything warms up, I do want you guys to listen to the beautiful Rotax 912 engine. Look at that. Very accurate sound. Really sounds like you know, like a Rotax. Amazing. Very well done. I love how the aircraft just shakes about with the torque of the engine. It's a very, very light aircraft, okay? I think the MTOW for this thing is about 580 kilograms, so it's a very, very light aircraft. And the engine is, it's not the most powerful engine, but it still rocks. It still rocks the airplane about. Very nice. Let's just set this thing up. We're just gonna be doing, you know, the usual. Just a lap around Madeira with this aircraft. We want to rotate about 40 to 45. I'm gonna pull it 45. That's about it. Okay, let's get going. Parking brake off. Let's let this thing roll. Okay, it feels heavy, but not too heavy on the pedals, so it's not as twitchy as you would have thought it would be. It's sticks to the ground very well, and you can fine tune your movements, but you still feel the weight of the aircraft, which is very nice. I think it feels heavier in the rudder control, maybe heavier than the 152 from Azobo, and I actually do like that a lot. I turn on the strobe lights and landing lights, and did I forget anything? No, not really. Okay, you can also take a look here above the airspeed indicator. You got the trim switch. You can have it functioning on the left hand or on the right hand joystick right there. And importantly, the trim tab. You can easily see where your trim is set before you take off and when you're coming into land, etc. Very easy to see. So everything here is on the green. So we're just gonna go ahead and take off. Let's put the flaps in takeoff position. As indicated right here, they are set. Let's get going. Rotating about 45. And let's go. Airspeed alive. Bit of right pedal to keep it centered. 40, 45. Let's rotate slowly. Beautiful. Ease there on the pedal. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let's climb out. Flaps to 0. Let's climb out. At about 60 knots. Now, you gotta agree with me on this one. This aircraft is slow. There's no ifs and buts about it. It is a slow aircraft. It is supposed to be. It's a trainer aircraft. Doesn't have retractable gear. I guess you could compare it to the 152. But even the 152 has more systems to manage. This is a very simple aircraft, okay? You just got a joystick between your legs and you got your throttle, and that's about it. You don't have to fiddle around with mixture. You don't have to fiddle around with a variable pitch propeller or anything like that. So it is very, very easy to fly, okay? And it actually, the flight model actually feels like it's responsive, but it's very stable. It's easy to control, and the most important thing for me is this doesn't feel arcadey at all. You know, when you think about an aircraft that in a Microsoft Flight Simulator, we can call it twitchy, and you can say, oh, it's a very light aircraft. You usually associate that with it being very arcadey, you know. Any sudden movement will make it feel like a paper airplane. This is not the case for me here with the 2002. I don't know what the Aerosachs did with the flight model, but I really think that they nailed it here. I did a few circuits before the review, and I've been trying it out just to get a hang for it. And yeah, it doesn't feel like a paper airplane. It feels light, but it doesn't feel weird, which is really nice. So right now, the weather is not too bad, but it's not too good either. I'm running real turb as well, so we might get a bit of turbulence there on the final of runway 05. But regardless, we should be able to handle it. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, you can hear the noticeable, the recognizable Rotax buzz. Very nice. Beautiful little aircraft. Very excited. Let's take a look at the instrument lights. Nice. Very well done. So in terms of systems and features, if you want to call it that, it is, like I was saying, it's a pretty simple aircraft. Okay. In terms of avionics, you're not expecting much. You got the GPS, the transponder, radios, and that's about it. Of course, that you could add, like we saw in the beginning, the autopilot. But honestly, I don't really like that too much. It's nice that it's a feature, but I wouldn't use it for this aircraft. I'm not planning to do any long flights with it. Even though it has a considerable range, I wouldn't be doing any long flights with this aircraft. What this aircraft is good for is for learning procedures, learning maneuvers, learning how to handle an aircraft, and it's very good at that. It is indeed a trainer aircraft. It is not a. I wouldn't take it in a cross country for more than an hour. It's just be a pain, honestly. Alright, so let's start turning it to base. Already a bit low, but I mean, we can easily adjust on this aircraft. The landing lights are still on from the takeoff. We'll keep it like that. Now, this whole shaking about is not me moving. It's just a real turb doing its thing. Let's go ahead and turn on the fuel pump as well. It's so easy to fly. It's crazy. And it feels really nice. I can't stress this enough. Actually, first of all, I am in love with the cockpit layout, but that's obviously just a Technam thing. It looks amazing. But the feeling, man, the feeling of the aircraft really making me want to fly this thing. It's a shame it's not faster. I would love it to be faster, but just not what the aircraft is meant to be. Now, this thing I've noticed on my past sessions, it is quite slippery. I mean, if you don't get those flaps in at the right time, it's just gonna slip away, and it's trying to slip away. I had to put throttle all the way to idle, and we're still gaining speed on the descent. It's a very slippery aircraft. I really just want to get those 60 knots so I can put some flaps in. I'm in 65. Yeah, it's really slipping away. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Alrighty, cool. Flaps to take off, no flaps to full. Very low on the approach, but we'll correct that easily. Just maintain the altitude, a bit of trim. Horrible approach, I am very sorry, but it is what it is. Alrighty. Real turb doing his thing. Knock me off balance here. And now we cut the throttle, clear the aircraft, bit of pedal, and there we go. Not the smoothest of landings, but not the worst either. Okay, all wheels on the ground, braking. Man, this thing stops in nothing. We barely took any runway. This thing can land and take off from anywhere. That's really nice. We barely even used any runway. It's amazing. That's the good thing about a light aircraft like this one. And very small. I mean, you can easily just take off and land almost anywhere. Okay, we'll take this thing back to the apron where we started. Strobes and blah blah blah. So we can get our final thoughts on this, shall we? Okay, we'll rotate this thing around, a bit more aggressive here on the pedals. Okay, keep it coming. Bit of right brake. And it's good enough for me. Alright. Parking brake, we'll keep it at 1000 RPM just while we debrief here. So, honestly, right, I was pretty pleasantly surprised by the aircraft. If you can tell already. The price point, it is 20 euros, I believe, in sim market. It's not too expensive for what it is. It is a trainer aircraft. The flying experience really, and the quality of it really adds up to the price point, so that's fine. And in some, it becomes a great GA add-on, something that we haven't really seen in the simulator so far. I haven't really seen a 2002 Technam whatsoever. I think there was one for X-Plane 11, I believe. But for Microsoft Flight Simulator in 2024, definitely not. No single 2002 variant, so I'm really happy that the Aerosachs did this. And like I was saying, the price point, the quality, the flying experience, they all add up to what this add-on is, which is a great add-on. I think Aerosachs did a fantastic job, and if you are into, you know, light sport aircrafts and ultralights and small aircrafts like these, you want to build your VFR skills by practicing maneuvers and procedures, and you want to take it slow, this is the add-on for you. So if you want to add another one to your library, you should go in and get this 2002. I will leave a link in the description to the sim market link so you can go ahead and purchase it if you want. I don't have any affiliate links to this, but obviously, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this video is sponsored by Aerosachs. Mr. Emilio was kind enough to send me a key, so, you know, take it into consideration if you want to, but my opinions are my own. Anyways, okay, and I think that's it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about the aircraft. Your opinion is very important. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Okay, until the next one, safe flights to everyone. See ya!